This is the download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis with something on my glasses. One moment. Here's what you need to know for today, Tuesday, September 30th. First up, Spotify names co-CEOs as Daniel Ek transitions to chairman. Daniel Ek has transitioned from CEO to executive chairman of Spotify. Former Chief Business Officer Gustav Soderstrom and former Chief Product and Technology Officer Alex Nordstrom have been announced as co-CEOs who will step into their roles effective January 1st. The two have been co-presidents of the company since 2023, largely leading strategic and operational developments at Spotify. Next up, the rise of the creator conglomerate. Content creation has grown to the point that there are several large players in the industry who have built up their own media companies around the content itself. Mr. Beast, Darman, Mythical Entertainment, they're all production companies that have evolved into conglomerate of creators in their own right. Digiday interviewed 9 creator company executives for this article and quickly discovered that every single one of them knew the other 8 through a whispered network of group chats. The top brass are sharing notes and discussing brand deals, ad fees, and bubbling drama in creator communities. Much like podcasting, the executives of the YouTube world seem to be prioritizing collaboration and industry maintenance over cutthroat competition. Next up, IAB Podcast Upfront showcases audio's next marketing evolution. The IAB Podcast Upfront descends on New York today. Thanks to the unfortunate realities of linear time and publication schedules, if someone launches the first podcast recorded on the moon at the Podcast Upfront, I won't hear about it and won't be able to talk about it until tomorrow. Until then, Adweek has an interview with IAB Director, Digital Audio and Video, Matt Chapo, about what to expect from today's event. Next up, what podcasts and milkshakes have in common. In anticipation of the Health Podcast Summit, which kicks off tomorrow, Mission-Based Media founder Dan Kendall has a new thought leadership piece up on Sounds Profitable, focusing on addressing the job users are hiring content to do. In the 2003 book, The Innovator's Solution, a story is told of a fast food chain trying to increase milkshake sales, only to find tweaks to the recipe didn't increase sales at all. Then they asked what job commuters were hiring a milkshake to do in the first place. The milkshake was filling, easy to consume while driving, lasted the length of a commute, satisfied hunger, and fit in a cup holder. Similarly, commuters hire podcasting to serve as an engaging activity that fills their otherwise boring commutes and chores. And the candidates podcasting is competing with are largely music and stone-cold silence. The trick, then, is to make sure one's podcast is hireable. And for our final top story, new podcast category at Tribeca Festival. 2026 will mark 5 years of Tribeca Festival bringing podcasts into the fold, premiering new shows as part of the official selections program. This year, a new category is being introduced, the Tribeca Showcase list for podcasts. Said list will feature, quote, exceptional independent projects premiered within the last 12 months that deserve more recognition and discoverability, end quote. Creators will be invited to speak and showcase their work during the 2026 edition of the festival. Submissions are now open. Link to that and the LinkedIn post announcing this in today's show notes as usual. Here come a bunch of links. As for the rest of the news, the Cheerful Earful International Comedy Podcast Festival kicks off next week in London, Melbourne, and now, for the first time, New York City. The live shows across all 3 countries kick off Tuesday, October 7th. John Wardock commemorates International Podcast Day. Happy International Podcast Day, by the way, which also happens to be his birthday. Happy birthday to John Wardock, with a piece he's written about the importance of free speech, both in podcasting and just, life. Right Side Up and Podscribe have launched a new tool called Enhanced Radio Attribution, which aims to bring real-time digital-style analytics to both terrestrial and satellite radio. Podroll has announced a new video promo feature that leverages dynamic feed drop tech to allow podcasters to post short-form video to their Apple Podcast feeds as standalone episodes that are marked with the existing promo tag. Fresh Air's Neil Cowling shares podcast executives discussing the gulf between high-attention media and the ad spend on high-reach but low-attention platforms. UK-based podcast network Noiser has launched a new serialized adaptation of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, narrated by Julie Andrews and produced in partnership with BBC Sounds. And finally, Acast and iPod Studios, EYE Pod, are set to debut a new celebrity advice show in the form of Ill-Advised by Bill Nighy, in which the veteran actor fields questions from socially awkward and clumsy listeners seeking tips. The show launches October 9th. Be sure to check out the links to all the stuff I've talked about today or in any episode of The Download by clicking the link in today's show notes, or you can go to soundsprofitable.com and mouse over to the Downloads section. As usual, The Download is written and produced by myself, Brian Barletta, and Tom Webster. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis. Thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.